Hello everyone and welcome back to WolfQuest, where we are here with the Wayfinders pack, and it seems like, yeah, that's half the pack heading off on an excursion already. I guess they didn't want to wait. Well, we should probably head out and join them. We just made it to the rendezvous site near the end of the last episode, and the pups are around 18 pounds or so. We still have all 5 of them for now. But this is WolfQuest, and though things have been pretty peaceful thus far, that can change in a moment's notice. Wow, this is quite the hunting party heading out here. Oh, right, there's the carcass over here. I forgot. That makes sense why they all beelined in this direction. Yeah, we managed to kill a mother elk over here the last time, but I don't think that is going to actually feed everyone. So let's go ahead. We'll let them finish eating, but we will whine to them to make sure they follow us, and then... Honestly, most of the territory is okay, but there is a little bit down here that's starting to fade, so we'll probably head down there and see if we can get some of that marked. Oh boy, alright, well I guess that's a change of plans. We just killed a mule deer here because she happened to be where we were traveling, but oh, it's that one stubborn hex again, isn't it? That one always ends up fading. I think I keep just barely marking it when we go out because I can't remember where I actually put that scent post. But yeah, it is always getting attacked and having invaders come in. It looks like from Carpenter Lake, probably. It could be Aretha and her pack, I guess, but probably not. Most likely it's Carpenter Lake. Yeah, I guess we better prioritize running over there. I don't really want to have to trek all the way across the territory, but if we ignore it, it's going to be more of a pain to take that territory back, so we'll finish up eating and then head over that way. I think are they still only 2 wolves? We still haven't met Cascade's mate. Yeah, I think there's still only 2 wolves, most likely, so this is not a smart idea, but I guess that they are trying to be opportunistic when they think we're not looking. Man, that's one drawback of having a territory this size. We just made it over here, and we should have more pack members on the way. We pretty much came straight over here, and yet in spite of that, excuse you, get off of me. But yeah, in spite of that, they still almost managed to claim the territory hex before we got here, and they're thinking they can be so bold just because the rest of the pack has not arrived yet. But they will. We called quite a few of our pack mates over here to join us, but we did stop briefly at the rendezvous just because I figured we all had food, and so we may as well see if anybody else could feed the pups on the way back. So some of them are still on their way. Y'all just don't know when to quit, do you? This pack has been just the 2 of them for, I think, multiple years now, hasn't it been? It's been a hot second, that's for sure. But yet they continue to persist. There's just no driving them off. No matter how small the pack gets, they just decide to keep going. It's kind of nice having a smaller pack on the map because you can beat them that easily. They're not all that much of a threat to us, but yet they insist on making themselves a nuisance by continuing to try and chip away at our territory. In any case, that's that conflict resolved, so we may as well head back. We might still have some time to mark the other side of the territory. I don't know. It takes us a bit to get over there. Did we actually mark both of those at once? That's kind of neat. Maybe we'll just do a little bit of reinforcing down this border here, because I don't know that I want to run all the way back to the other side of our territory again. That is quite the trek to make. That looks like trouble. Alright, I see coyotes. Old enemy that I'm not keen on seeing return. Fortunately, they're pretty scared. I think it's been a while since Aden has actually killed a coyote, but nevertheless, his reputation apparently continues to precede him, which is as it should be. We just got back and rested a little bit, but I do think we're going to rest again because even though we are fairly good on our sleep right now, night is falling, and it's just a little bit easier to sleep the night and then set out again in the morning. So we'll let these guys get a little bit more rest, and then we'll see about trying to go mark some of those territory hexes that we missed the last time. I guess we can start marking up this way now too. That'll be helpful. There we go. Dawn has arrived. Looks like the pack is starting up a howl here. Does that mean that there's a rivals lurking? Are they warning them off? No, I think we're all right. But it seems like everybody does want to head out, and understandably so. So let's go ahead, we'll gather the pack, and we'll see. I was a little paranoid leaving the rendezvous just in case there is somebody lurking nearby, but it looks like we're good. We should be fine. We'll go ahead and just mark some of this territory here that's starting to decay and see how far we get up towards the direction of Antelope Marsh and Geode Creek. Here we go. I was starting to get a little bit worried that we weren't actually going to be able to find an elk herd because we've actually come all the way around over here and hadn't run into one yet, but this should be good. We should be able to get a good hunt in here. We did find a bull elk herd, and some of you guys have said that we could probably hunt a bull elk, and that's probably not incorrect, but there's a lot less margin for error if something goes wrong. That's kind of why I've opted not to do it. Certainly we've hunted bull elk in not this series, but another WolfQuest series before with only 2 wolves, and that's gone okay, but there's just bull elk attack really, they have very heavy attacks. They do a lot of damage, and if you make a mistake, there's a lot less room to recover from it. So that's why I kind of opted not to do a bull elk hunt. And it's something we still may do at some point if we end up with a situation where we really need that much food and we really don't have other good hunting options. But for the time being, I think it's a little bit safer to stick with cows when we have them available, because we can pretty much just go after them at this point. Oh, I should remember too, I have health perception now. Oh, except you have fallen. We should be able to jump on you. She's still pretty strong, but given that we did catch her here before she could run off, we can hopefully... Oh, nope, she's running again, darn it. Well, hopefully her stamina's at least down. I don't like that she's doing more damage to me than I am to her, but she should wear out pretty soon here, I think. There we go. Yeah, she's starting to get tired. The good news is the bites do tire them out pretty quickly, and then it's a lot easier to take them down. But yeah, this is why I like hunting the cow elk when possible, or even spikes, because, well, sometimes you do still get minor injuries. If you make a miscalculation, it's a lot easier to come back from it than with a bull elk, where you're going to be taking just huge amounts of damage every time you bite, whether it's a tired elk or not. They do get pretty weak in the springtime, so we probably could check their health when we find them, I guess. Maybe if we find a particularly low health one, I'll have to consider it. But I did want to address that because I know people have asked about it, and that's kind of why I've shied away from it. But now that we do have the ability to see their health, it might not be such a massive risk. In any case, this will be a perfectly good meal for now, should feed the pack, and we should be able to get back to the pups. And here we go, we've made it back. I brought back a meat chunk just because everybody is old enough to eat that now. That should help feed mostly the babysitters, honestly, but the pups as well. We'll make sure that they get enough food. And Saga's been interesting because I feel like it's calm until it isn't. Like, it feels like we have a lot more time where things are going well, and then when things are not, it's a lot more chaotic and catastrophic. So it's been a pretty chill year thus far. Oh, Blueberry has the glow stick. I was like, why is everything green all of a sudden? Well, that would be why. But yeah, I think that's not necessarily a bad thing. It's kind of nice that it's not always constant chaos, but there's definitely seasons that are more intense than others. I would say Young Hunters is pretty intense, Growing Pups tends to be pretty intense, but then Raised Pups and Loaf are a lot more calm when you don't have chaos going on. I'll join in with the bouncing here. When you don't have like a raid happening or whatever, it tends to be pretty calm, and I think that's good for the tension because it kind of helps keep things paced so that because you don't want tension to be high all of the time. Not in a game, not in a story. You need that kind of ebb and flow for the tension to keep its meaning. Otherwise, you're just stressed out. And so I do like that balance with Saga, but it also keeps you kind of a little bit on edge, kind of a little bit in suspense when things are going well, because you never know when the next moment they may not be. So we'll enjoy our time bouncing around playing with our pack mates here. It looks like 2606 is way out. Yeah, the pups have realized they got a little too carried away and are bringing it back. But yeah, we'll enjoy our time to hang out and bounce around and play with our pack here. Make sure we don't let anybody wander too egregiously far. But then we'll let these guys get some rest for the night and see what the morning brings. I like that you can bounce while you're carrying a pup too. That's just funny. Oh boy, we got coyotes again. All right. Oh gosh. And we've got a pup who's a little bit too far away. 606 again is too far from the grass here. Please stay hidden. All right, everybody's heading off again. I do think as well, we'll go back and we'll rest through the night after this, but I think that the pups have now acquired, yeah, that looks like their intermediate coats as well. So they're starting to resemble their adult looks just a little bit more. I think they're around 21 pounds right now, 21-ish pounds for the most part, between 22 and 20. So that makes sense. That tracks for about when they'll start to show their adult coloration a little bit more. Oh boy. Yep, there it is. That's what I was saying about things are often going well until they're not. Hopefully that's not too big of an issue, but if we start having wolf attacks or other predator attacks, it could be. The coyotes haven't been that dangerous lately, and it is still nighttime. My efforts to sleep through the night sometimes are counterproductive, it feels like. Well, oh, Firefly has the glow stick again. I guess we should see, yeah, the territory's starting to go bad too, so we definitely do need to head out and hunt. 2606 is just very much a wanderer as well. Was it 06 or 05 who was a little scared of the water? I'll have to go back and look. But 06 seems to be quite the adventurer here, and that is often wandering away, I've noticed. Oh my goodness, who growling? Somebody's a little bit angry here. But yeah, I think we will maybe hang out for a little bit, see if we can get at least some of that companionship boost, but we do need food and we do need to mark territory, so we can't really stay for too long. I think we'll head out and see if we can't find something to eat and make sure we get some marking done. There does seem to be an elk herd over here as the sun is coming up, so that works out. Oh! And it seems like our pups are not the only ones who've grown a little bit bigger. The calves are now back with the herd as well. Well, that makes sense. It is getting later in the summer. Oh gosh, Coda. Good heavens. I wanted to start trying to check the health on some of these guys, although I expect all of them will probably be pretty high considering it's getting to be that unfortunate season of the year when everybody is doing very well, having grazed on the new grasses of spring and summer. Are we gonna really find anyone who's weaker? No, we might just have to wait for someone to fall. In any case, it's nice to find a herd early while we have a lot of energy at least. That's always the part that's difficult about hunting, is when you start to get lower on your stamina from being tired. You, I think, might actually be a bit weaker. Nope. Alright, well the one that we found was the weakest so far, I think. There was one who was like maybe a quarter down, so we'll probably see if we can go after her. Or you? Did you leave a calf behind? Yes, that's what's happening here. Oh, well, alright, let's see if we can go find that one that was a little bit weakened. We're kind of in the trampled zone here, but we found her. We should be able to bring her down pretty quickly, hopefully. Holy bison? No? That's a dirty trick to play, good heavens. Yeah, that's what scares me a lot, is that the bison, you know, we've got no real reason to hunt them at this point in the game, but boy, they like to pop up unexpectedly and cause issues. Did anybody get seriously hurt from that? I definitely think we might have taken some damage. Well, maybe 80%, maybe not, but definitely not what I was hoping for from this hunt. That was a little too close for comfort. That's more like it. This should solve the food situation for today at least. It's definitely an interesting balance because the more wolves you have, the easier it is to hunt, but the more often you have to do it. So the first year with growing pups especially is really rough because you're trying to bring back enough food for them. It gets a little easier in subsequent years, but then at the same time, you're pretty much eating through the better portion of an elk carcass in one go. I don't really usually bother going back to the ones that we've brought down because it's not going to be enough to feed everyone and we're going to have to hunt again anyway. I only really do it if we need to top off a little bit, because you can see we're already more than halfway down here, and I think we've got, well, it still needs food. We've got everybody pretty full, but with the amount that this will then decay after the fact, it's just not always worth it. Sometimes it's better to just do an entirely new hunt and risk taking some damage from it. Good grief, what is going on with Pine Fork? That is a Cascades pack, and that territory is something else. Also, I like how Malin Creek, which is Retho's pack, is just segmenting their territory in half. Just like that. That is just peak sibling behavior here. What is even happening up here? I feel like Carpenter Lake is the only one being remotely normal in this case. Everybody else is having the most convoluted territory fight that I've ever seen. Anyway, I just think it's interesting because we are actually going to go past their territory here, and in this next hex over, I'm just marking this side of the river before we double back to do the other side. It's pretty fascinating. I like that you can see the world go on around you and watch what your grown pups are up to, even if their decisions are sometimes a little bit baffling. And here we are, we've made it back. Oh boy. 2602 is still sick, it seems like, and I'm thankful he was hiding in the grass here. But we do need to make sure that he comes out and eats. We don't have illness deaths on. Oh gosh, everybody got a lot hungrier than I realized too. I'm glad we made it back when we did. But yeah, well, we don't have illness deaths on. That does not mean that this weakened state can't leave him susceptible to other things. I don't know why we just got a lag spike, and that scares me a little bit. But yeah, that I really do like that change to the sickness system, because I think that it keeps the sickness threatening while not making illness deaths the only danger from it. You don't lose out on the entire system by turning the ability for the illness itself to kill them off, and I think that that's a good system that they introduced here, because I don't find that fun. I don't find it interesting. It's not something that I feel like I can tell stories with. And because of that, you know, I like that the sickness can still be an interesting part of my gameplay without having to worry about it. But that does mean we need to keep an eye on the little guy while he's feeling under the weather here, because even though he should recover on his own given enough time, any predator attacks are going to be especially dangerous with how slow and vulnerable he is. But the pups are all fed, it looks like, so we're going to go ahead. We'll let the ant pack get some rest, and hopefully that rest will give 602 some time to recover. Oh boy. That's not what I was hoping for. That makes things worse. And we've got company. Nope. 05. This is not the time. This is not the time. Not for either of you. Oh gosh. Who is this? Which pack? Hold on. This is not... Which pack is this? Is this Carpenter Lake? Okay, Denali's running in. 414. Oh, okay, this is Lava Creek. What in the world? And what happened to Lava Creek's... Oh, I guess they've been leaderless for a bit here. I want to make sure that everybody stays in the grass. Jeez. Okay, let's not let you run off. Okay, Lava Creek is leaving. Good grief. I guess it's just whoever happened to be free who's who's attacking us here, because everybody else is probably staying back to take care of pups. Is that what's happening here? I just didn't recognize those designations. I thought maybe it was going to be one of our pups, because I think Pine Fork, Malin Creek, and Carpenter Lake are all only the breeding pair. But oh, what I wanted to see is, yeah, Lava Creek does have a home hack, so even though we only have one leader listed, it seems like the female leader died. Did we kill the female leader? I don't remember how the female leader died. Unfortunate things happen in the wild. Maybe it was us, maybe it wasn't. But in any case, it seems like they probably still do have pups to care for, since they do have a home site. Now, let's see if we can feed these guys and rest just a little bit more, if possible, regain some more of our energy. But that was a little bit unexpected and a little bit startling. Whew, that's a relief. Alright, well, with that, seems like we've had one recovery and one new illness. 602 is feeling a bit better, but 603 is still sick, and while 602 got down pretty low, I think at least to 20, 603 is still declining, and is definitely not out of the woods yet. But I do think we're going to go ahead and leave this off here for today, because it is getting to be about that time again. We're pretty close to that 25 pounds. Our lowest is 606, who's at 23.6 pounds, so not too much longer before we get into growing pups, which is only going to make things more intense from here. For now, though, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed the episode. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you guys next time. But until then, this is Jay. Over and out. Are you serious? Well, it looks like we're gonna have some problems to deal with in the next episode, and I'll see you guys then.